everyone, I'm Miracle, and right now today we are going to talk about children dating, like if it's why it's bad for an adult to date a child in the sense teenager, a child of 14 years, 15 years, 60 years. Recently, in our society, we notice that teenagers dating is much more frequent in our society nowadays. So we just want to go out and see from the people, like ask them, get their opinions, if it's actually right for a teenager of 14 years or 15 years to date an adult of 13 years, 35 years, 40. So we want to go to the streets to get the people's attention. Stay tuned and please don't forget to subscribe and share.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Ma, how are you and how is business?
I'm fine, thank God.
Okay, ma, please can I get your name?
Mrs. Charity Joseph.
Alright, ma. Ma, we have some few questions to ask you.
And go on.
Ma, is it right for an adult to date a teenager, like teenager of 14, 15, 16 years old?
It's very wrong.
Okay, ma, please, ma, can you tell us why it's wrong?
The reason why it's wrong because a teenager is what I see here is that a teenager to date an adult it's a taboo because one, that adult is damage a teenager image because a child that is just growing up as a teenager, his future is bad because to go and meet adults as a boyfriend or a dating something like that, as soon as a taboo, that adult is using that teenager brought to fetch, and most of them they are still using it as a ritual. It's very bad because it may be like that adult. Most of what is just going on this time now, you can see a man of 50 to 60 years is dating a teenager 70 or 60 years, which is because of money. It's very bad because that's 50 years old man and 60 years old man, it be enough to be a grandchild of that teenager. To carry as date a boyfriend or girlfriend is very, very wrong because it damages that child image. And I don't think that is how we advise a teenager to date adult man.
Alright, ma. So, ma, can you tell them the reason why they have to focus more on their studies and not going into dating?
The reason why, because as a teenager, it's our future of tomorrow. Because the reason why you would focus on your study or your school, anything you do in life, because of your tomorrow. Because most of them, they're growing up, I've been something, some of them will be a lawyer, a doctor, many things they can go up because we are the parents, we train a child so that tomorrow will be a certain, but when they are starting life, they are starting duties that is not advisable. But what to avoid the teenager? Now they be prayerful and focus their study. If anything they are doing, they will focus and be prayerful.
So, ma, what advice will you give to a lady that desperately, like a teenager that is desperately want to be in a relationship at a young age?
Well, because when I see there, because you know, when you look up to this love of a young relationship, if you don't get there, it's like just something like gold. There is nothing inside. By the time you quickly, I want to make money, I want to be like others, you will make a mistake and you may damage your life and you will not get to that your age. You may end your life as a 25 years or as a 20 years. The only thing that we advise the teenager to do now to focus on their study and to wait for their time.
Alright, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much for answering our questions. Good afternoon, ma.
Afternoon, my sister, my daughter.
Mama, how are you and how is business?
Fine, thank God.
Okay, ma. Ma, if you tell us your name.
My name is Mrs. Damisa Rosley.
Okay, Mama, we get a few questions we will ask you.
All right, go on.
Okay, Ma, is it proper for an adult to date teenagers of 14, 15, 16, 17 years old?
It is not proper.
Okay, Ma, so Ma, why is it not proper?
It's not proper in the sense that adult has already having a plan. Teenager is just coming up. So JJC. If you begin to date that teenager, you will not be serious over his life. So her life. So you see that as that teenager begin to grow up, instead of him having a plan, he will focus on that. He will smile the nabi of that relationship that I'm already on the right way. My own is already better. So they will not have that struggle. That struggle that's supposed to continue will not be there. So you see that teenager will now be, it's just a way of maybe be wayward in future time, because that old person that is now making him to feel big, maybe to say that my own is already better. It will not continue like that. It will not continue. So I will not advise that adult to be dating teenager. So allow that teenager, advise that teenager to be serious in life, to be serious with what he's doing, whether he's student or he's learning those vocational job, he should be doing it, so that as he grow up, he will follow the right way, not depending on adults.
So Ma, tell me the reason why you want a teenager to concentrate more on his or her studies.
I want a teenager, like I will advise that a teenager should continue with his or her study, because life is a continuous process. That teenager supposed to be serious with his studies, so that in future time he will become a good hero, he will become a good heroine, he will become a good intellectual in this Nigeria as a whole, he will become a good leader. But if you now focus on the adults, you will not be able to follow the right way, so that in future time your mates, you will grow up with them and you will be a better man or better woman of tomorrow.
So Ma, my last question is, what advice will you give to a teenager that is desperately wants to be in a relationship?
The advice I will give to that adult who will be in a relationship with a teenager is that you should know that you should put God first, because if an adult start to date teenager, it will be very poor, very shameful, because God said, build up a child the way he should go, so that when he grow up, he will not depart from it. If an adult begin to date a teenager, you are not building him or her up. You are not making him to follow the right way. So that is my advice, that you should, that adult should have that fear of God, because fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So that if you have that fear of God, you not begin to be so desperate to be following a teenager or to be dating a teenager.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much for answering my questions, Ma.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you, sir? How is business?
I'm fine. We are okay.
Alright, sir. Sir, please can I get your name?
My name is Mr. Frank.
Alright. I have some few questions to ask you.
Okay.
Is it right for an adult to date a teenager of 14, 15, 16, 17 years old?
It's right, but it's not right.
Okay, sir.
It depends on the maturity.
Alright, sir. So, sir, can you emphasize more on that?
There are some teenagers, when you check their maturity, they are even bigger than adults.
Okay.
Just for example, now, I can just see you today, you will not tell me your age. As time goes on now, know your age. Maybe your size or the way you mature is bigger than your age. So we don't know.
But in a relationship, is it not necessary for you to know the age of that person you are going to in a relationship before you start?
It's very necessary, but it's not necessary. How old are you? Can you easily tell me how old are you? You can lie. Yes.
Alright, sir. So, what advice will you give to a teenager that desperately wants to be in a relationship?
The advice I will give, let them continue to say their real age. Yes. Because forget this day, because they want to do big thing that other people are doing. They even hide their age. They are not up to 20, they are not up to 25. They say I'm 30 because they want to belong. That's the issue. So the day the girls start to say, this is what I am today, I'm 20 today, I'm 15, I'm 10. So you see many of girls at the road now. They wear a miniskirt, wear this one. What all that big girls are wearing, they want to put on because they want to eat with men, the men. So we don't really know.
Alright, sir. So, sir, can you advise the teenagers, like, let them know that education is very important? Is there any way you can advise them now to let them know education is very important?
Yes, education is very important. They say education is the key to success. As education, normally education is very important. The more important thing in education in Nigeria, you know how to read and write. That's the best education in Nigeria, because somebody that want to employ you, you have a brother there, you have a sister there, you don't care what qualification are you. Bring your results, start working. If they don't even know how to write your name,
Okay.
see at the end you. So education is very important, honestly.
Alright.
Those that love education.
Alright. But it's more better for a teen to focus more on his future than being in a relationship, right?
Yes, it's very good. The more important thing about that one is parents. Some parents nowadays, they push their daughter or their son because they cannot finance other things. So you say, go and look at your maid. If you want to take care of house, if you want to do that area is based on father and mother. That is the parents. Yeah.
Alright, sir. Thank you so much for answering my question. Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Mama, how are you? And how business?
I'm fine. Thank you. The business is fine.
Okay, ma. If we get your name, like, what will be your name?
My name is Mrs. Mamadou Bosse.
Okay, mama, we get a few questions, so we will ask you.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay. As adults, is it good? It's good for adults to date teenagers of 15, 16, or 14 years old?
No.
Okay, ma. So, ma, tell us reason why.
We are still saying our child abuse. And it's not good. How can you date 50 years old, the man that is supposed to be your father? It's not advisable. At the end of the day, the girl will look old, while the man will be young. The man will look young than the girl. So the girl will reach 40, will be like girl of 60, 70. So it's not advisable. It's not advisable.
So, ma, which advice you wan give teenagers now when dem dey desperate, like they just wan dey into relationship, they no wan concentrate on their study? Which advice you give those kind of teenagers?
It's just that they no know nothing pass if you concentrate. If na school you wan go, you concentrate. You just a tickle of eye a few years, you come be somebody. And nothing pass if you no fit go school, you learn work. And if you learn work, make sure you concentrate. Before you know it now, you make am, you have ahead. So nothing pass anything in life. You have to serious, you concentrate. Yes.
Alright, ma. So, ma, if you tell us reason why teenagers need to focus more on their studies.
Yes. Why you go focus on your studies? Because if you don't focus on your studies, you will be somebody. You understand? You will be nothing. And that is, your life will end as you will end in So that is why you have to see anything you have to concentrate. You have to see it.
Thank you very much, ma, for answering my question.
My viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. I believe you all have seen the reasons why the reason why adult is not supposed to date a teenage girl. So please don't forget to subscribe and share. If you have any comment, just drop it on our comment section, and don't forget to follow us on all social media, and see you in our next video. Bye.